Like, subscribe, comment, and hit that bell.
Welcome to B.o.P Gaming. This is Outlandish, and let's talk about game preservation, because this is one topic that is very near and dear to me. With the recent news that Nintendo is shutting off the 3DS eShop along with the Wii U eShop around March of next year, it's getting me to think things like this, especially when there's games that are digital only that was only released on those systems that we're going to end up losing because people did not buy them, or there's nowhere else to get the games. So it's like, why is Nintendo doing something like this? And it just always angers me when companies decide to do this. One example was last year that Sony, PlayStation, they were last year decided that they were going to shut off the PS3 store along with the PSP and the PS Vita store. That got so much people angry that people were protesting, people were talking, they were saying they were going to, stop with the whole Sony situation, they were going to get rid of all this stuff. One of the best thing that the PS3 had, even though it had such a bad, come up in the beginning, was that they had classic PS1 titles for really cheap. Give an example. Suikoden 2. One of the best JRPGs for the PS1. They had it for $6 on the PlayStation 3 network, which is still able to get there because they decided to cancel it. Let's say they decided to get rid of that and completely. Then the only way you was going to get this game is get a physical copy, which came out for the PS1. It was on limited run in America. You're looking at eBay in the 400, 500, 600s, depending on if you want a complete copy or not. It could be close to $1,000. It is crazy the prices they could be when you don't have preservation. There's a lot of PS1 titles that fit this that's in the PS3. Wild Arms 2, Xenogears, things like that are in the hundreds and the prices. Another example is Wii U. The original Wii also had a WiiWare shop, which had exclusive titles. They shut that down a couple of years ago. There are titles on there like World of Goo, or like some of the NES classics that got revamps and all that you're not able to play anymore because nowadays you cannot download any of those games anymore. So it's like, unless people have, emulated it and put it through the computers and be able to play it that way, or if you have a Wii that you randomly at that time actually bought it and kept it on your system, there's no way to play those type of games anymore. Things I go to all the time is with movie preservation, because back in the day, they didn't really care about movies. They only cared about what it looked like, at the time, and they didn't care about, keeping the movies for the future. So a lot of movies, like way back in the day, they got destroyed. They were not well taken care of, so they were just, burned out, or they just don't work anymore. And then, of course, there's been issues with fires, that there's warehouses that got fires, that all the movies get destroyed and then you lose them that way. There is a ton of movies in the early 1900s that, that has the history of some of the first horror movies, some of the first drama, sci-fi films that are missing chunks of the movie or missing movie altogether. A good movies from the 1900s to about 1950, 1920 are gone. And it's like, I don't want that kind of situation to happen with games, because it seems like it's a lot easier to find them nowadays because, with the internet, you can't really, once it's on the internet, it never really goes away. But it's really hard, especially when, people like Nintendo, when they decide that there's emulations for, games that there's no way to get them, or if the only way you can get them is really expensive, and then, you decide to sue them. So things like that, it's like, okay, so do a better job at preserving your games. Xbox is a great example of people who are trying to, they look back in their catalog, oh, people still play these games, people still like these games, so let's try to, at least have them backwards capable, or, re-release them, or release them again. And it's like, though that's a great idea. Or what Nintendo did with their recent things. They're remaking the first two Klonoa games, which is great. Another way, because those games are like $300-400, and remaking them for people to play nowadays is a fantastic idea. That's my take on that. So this is Outlandish. Thank you for listening to me. Subscribe, click the like button, click the bell. Hope you like what you see, and give me your opinions on what you think about game preservation. Take care.